I saw the first Iron Man movie in theaters when I was 7. Now, that's not necessarily a movie for a 7-year-old, but it created a love for any and all superhero media. So it's safe to say, during the height of the MCU, I was all in. Well, fast forward to last E3 and a new Guardians of the Galaxy game was announced. I was intrigued. Now, I said intrigued, not excited, because it was being published by Square Enix. You know, the ones that put out the lackluster Avengers game last year. As you can imagine, my expectations were pretty low. Well, I'm happy to say I was wrong. Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a pretty good linear, single-player, microtransaction-free action-adventure game. If you're coming into this expecting something similar to the recent MCU movies, where a muscular Chris Pratt comes to save the day, then you're going to be disappointed. This is a completely new take on the characters in a new story. If you are familiar with my reviews, you will know I don't like to comment on the story much to avoid any and all spoilers. However, I will say Guardians of the Galaxy is a classic spacefaring adventure that is way better than I expected it to be. Is it some pinnacle of storytelling that will be told for generations to come? Absolutely not, but it serves its purpose well because the story was the main thing pulling me through the 18-hour runtime. Yes, you heard that correctly. The story is what got me through this game. Not to say the gameplay is bad, it just didn't capture me the way it seemed to grab others. There are many different environments, a good variety of enemy types, and each Guardian has their own abilities. Those are all good things, but where it loses me is you play as Peter, or Star-Lord, the entire time. It's not that he's a bad character or anything, because he's actually handled incredibly well, story-wise. It was just a boring combat loop. I already know that opinion makes me an outlier, but why come to me if not for my hot takes, so let's get on with it. I personally believe that the combat would be more engaging if you could control the other Guardians. Yes, I know you already have control of their abilities, but I am talking about real, direct control. You see, Star-Lord is weak by design. Your elemental blasters hardly do any damage outside of a few abilities. This causes you to have to rely on the abilities of the other Guardians, especially on the harder difficulties. In the early game, this felt awesome. It felt like I was commanding my team, but as the game progressed, it turned into more of a, oh, I press this button combo and get this effect, and that's where I started to get bored with it. I feel having direct control of the Guardians themselves could bring a nice break to the flow of the combat. As it is right now, you can be stuck flying around doing pitiful amounts of damage while waiting for your abilities to cool down. Also, while I'm harping on the combat, I just have to say the huddle mechanic is so close to being cool. You can see it on screen in the background. Your team comes up talking about the battle at hand, and you have to choose the right option to hype them up.
I've got this one, Peter. Let me end it.
My blade will not be silent, murderess.
Call me that again and I'll murder you.
I am not the enemy, traitor.
Guys, chill out. Stop fighting each other. We'll win this together. Just focus on the enemy in front of us. Chill out and share the winning with all of us. So who's with me?
Can't wait to take him down!
Except it completely ruins the flow of the game, and what they say isn't situational, so it all feels disconnected. I kept using it though, because of that damage boost it provides and the fact nothing beats shooting baddies while hit me with your best shot blares in the background. The soundtrack is phenomenal, and as you could expect, it is full of licensed music. If you're a content creator, that could cause some issues, but thankfully there is a streamer mode that can be turned on in the options. However, that does cause a huge dumb watermark to be constantly on your screen reminding you streamer mode is on. Overall, I enjoyed the experience. Was it worth the $60 I paid? I'm not sure, but it was definitely worth the time I put in. I've already seen Guardians of the Galaxy selling for $30, so if you are interested, I can recommend it at that price. Thank you for watching InputSource. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. If you have any feedback or video ideas, send us an email here or fill out the form in the description. Game links can be found down there as well. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.